On this question, it says to find the average rate of change of this function on the interval 4b. Your answer's going to have a b in it. All right, so the key phrase on this one is average rate of change. Go to the notes here. This is the exam notes. Exam number 1 notes. Anyway, average rate of change. How do we do it? There it is right there. So notice this f of the second value minus f of the first x value over second x value minus first x value. So let's write that. So average, let's jump in like that. Average rate of change equals fraction here, f of the second x minus f of the first x over second x minus first x. Okay. So let's do that. So now this is the first x, and this is the second x. Right there, right? 4 and the b. So we're supposed to do f of b minus f of 4 over b minus 4. That making sense how I got that? Because this is the second x, and this is the first x, this is the second x, this is the first x. Okay. So next, so watch out that you keep that order, right? Next, we've got to actually find out what is f of b. Like, what is that? Well, that means plug b in right there to the formula, right? So we get 6b squared minus 4. Now, let me encourage you to put parentheses around that whole first group, minus, and then comes the second group. I'm gonna parenthesize this as well, and I'm gonna plug in 4. So I'm going to plug in, now I'm going to plug in a 4. So it'll be 6 times 4 squared minus 4 over b minus 4. Is that making sense for you, I hope, what I just did there? So f of b means plug b into the f function. So you get 6b squared minus 4. And f of 4 means plug 4 in. So 6 times 4 squared minus 4. And notice I put parentheses around these with a subtraction in the middle. That's important. It's important to do these parentheses because that way, you'll do the subtraction correctly because you're supposed to subtract this whole group. So watch out for that. So it's an easy mistake to make. Okay, let's keep it going. So what do we got now? Well, this will be 6b squared minus 4, that first group just goes right there. Now, what does this minus do? Distributes, doesn't it? That's the key mistake. That's the number 1 mistake made on this problem. Remember, anything right in front of a fraction, negative sign, or if we had a number like a -3 or whatever, any number right up against parentheses has to distribute. So that minus distributes, so we get minus 6 times 4 squared, which I'll work out in a second, and then plus 4. There it is, plus, right? Because that minus hits the minus to be plus 4. Watch out for that. Such an easy mistake to make. A lot of people make that mistake. Okay, so then keep it going here. So just work these numbers out now. So this is 6b squared minus 4, and then what is that? Minus, use your calculator, 16 times 6, that's 16, 96, plus 4b minus 4. All right, let's keep it going. So now that's going to equal something. So 6b squared. Then I'm just going to work out these. There's a minus. Oh, these cancel, don't they? Yeah, nice. Minus 96 over b minus 4. Now, a lot of people get to here. So by the way, back to here again. We're subtracting. You might wonder, well, why'd you put the parentheses in? Because the formula told us to subtract all of f of 4. All of this is f of 4. If I don't put this parentheses in and I just put the minus, then I'm only subtracting the front part. and not the back part. I've got to subtract all of f of 4. So in math, whenever we want to subtract or add or do something with a whole group, we put parentheses around it. Parentheses are mainly a grouping symbol. I know we think of them as multiply, and that's often true also, but it's mainly a grouping symbol in math. Parentheses are. And see, we want to subtract f of 4, and f of 4 is actually a couple of things. So it's a group. So how do you subtract a group? You put parentheses around the group, subtracting the whole group, and eventually that distributes, visiting the whole group, subtracting the whole group, changing that to plus 4. Watch out, really common mistake. Okay, get to here, and a lot of people get to here and they're stuck, and they think, oh, okay, I got it. Well, I guess we have to cancel this b and then 4 into there. No, that's actually fully illegal. You cannot do that. I'll show you what you do, but let me write, you cannot cancel added, subtracted items. You cannot cancel added, subtracted, only multiplied items. You can only cancel multiplied items. So I have to change that to be multiplied, meaning I have to factor it. I have to take out a 6 here. And what does that leave on the inside? 6 times what? B squared. 6 times, I just use your calculator. Just take 96 and divide by 6, you'll get 16. And so, in other words, I just took out the common factor 6, because if I was to multiply that 6 times b squared, it'd go back, and 6 times 16, it would go back. Why am I doing that? Because I'm making it multiplied, right? You can only cancel multiplied items. You cannot cancel added, subtracted items. You can't come back here and cancel these guys and cancel. Why? Because they're added, subtracted. You can only cancel multipliers. Let me prove it. I don't want this to be something Mr. Heron said. So let me show you a simple example. What if I had 2 plus 4 equals 2? Now, you know that's 6 over 2 and 3. You know that's the real answer. If you canceled these 2's, it would suddenly be 4. That's not right. See how you can't cancel added or subtracted items? It's just not true. This is garbage, right? What if it was times? Would that be okay? That would. You can cancel multiplied items. Why? Because that'd be, what is it really? 8 over 2. It's really 4. So if I cancel the 2's, it's okay. You see, multiplied items you can cancel. Added, subtracted, you can't. So back here, when these things are added, subtracted, I can't be canceling the b's and that. So what do you do then? You make it multiplied. How do you make it multiplied? What's called factoring. I'm factoring it right now. Factoring means make it multiplied. So take out what's in common. Okay, now we can do a little bit more. We're not done there. One more step. This is really important. This is the kind of stuff you need to know if you want to go forward in calculus and stuff. This is, they use this all the time. How do you factor this b squared minus 16? It's 2 parentheses. B's in the front, 1 plus 4, 1 minus 4, and the bottom is still b minus 4, right? Are you aware of that? Let me prove that over here on the side. B plus 4, b minus, if I was to multiply that out, first to both, right? That'd be b squared minus 4b. Second to both, plus 4b minus 16. See what would happen? These would cancel, and we get b squared minus 16. So b plus 4b minus 4 is b squared minus 16. So b squared minus 16 is b plus 4b minus 4. That's factoring. So when you have something squared and something, those are both squares, right? B times b and 4 times 4. It's 1 plus 1 minus to make negative, and the middle terms drop out. That's why there's nothing in the middle here. All right. Long story short now, b minus 4 can cancel. Why is it okay to cancel? Because these are all times now. These are all multiplied items. So I'm canceling multiplied items, which is okay to do. And so what are we left with? 6b plus 4. That, in fact, is our answer. Or if you want, you could distribute the 6 and write it 6b plus 24. That's good too. It'll take it either way. Both are good and valid answers. I'd probably just leave it like this. I know if you click the answer button, it shows it the other way, but in most people leave it like this. It doesn't matter. It'll take either one. Both are right answers. And so there we go.